social media is not my strength. It's the thing that I think befuddles most of us, if we're really honest. I think unless you are entrenched in it, it befuddles us all. And actually trying to get the best out of the short amount of time you want to be having to do your social media. And I think having somebody in your corner who gets it, who understands it, who can not tell you the shortcuts. I don't think there is a shortcut, but actually help you to use your time efficiently and effectively, and use the platforms to or for the best for your business, I think, really. So
Mm.
I think thinking back, I think the first thing I did with you was your LinkedIn masterclass. I think,
Yes, I
which
think
I now
I think
think you call a LinkedIn workshop, but
yeah.
even so, because I think you've evolved that product, but I think that's
Mm.
probably the first thing that I dabbled with you, and just thought, wow, this lady knows her stuff. And if I'm really honest, that was probably, I don't know, let's say 9 years ago.
Mm.
And I think you know more stuff now than you did then.
Oh
So,
gosh.
so actually, I then progressed to doing social media for grown-ups, which is your program, um, and just such a valuable resource. Having you with your knowledge there all of the time, because, and I don't mean physically there all the time like this, but you're there all the time, and the product, of course, is a lifetime product now. So actually,
Mm.
you can keep dipping in to the bits that maybe you just need that extra refresh on, or the Facebook group, you're there sort of answering questions for us. So I think for me, it's just having you in my corner as my social media expert, but allowing me to understand and do it myself, really.
Yeah, and I think you've put that beautifully. I think one of the good ladies who joined, because it is for women in business, and it is for women in business who didn't necessarily grow up with the internet, or
Mm.
who are befuddled by it and totally overwhelmed by it. And one of the ladies said to me, she says, I needed to find a workable solution for me. And I think that's the thing, is you don't have to love it to make it work for you.
And I think the other thing that the real benefit with these sort of 8 weeks that we do in terms of that live stuff, I think, is that you're there. Because I think when you are trying to learn, and I use that deliberately, I don't like the word trying, but I think
Mm.
when we sit there and we attempt to do it ourselves, if we get to the point where we go, I don't understand this, or I can't make this work, our natural reaction, because of how our brains work, is, oh, I'm going to stop now. I'm not going to do
Yeah.
that anymore. I'll come back to it because it's frustrating me. And I think when you have you, physically you, in that room, virtual room, going, actually, let's try and work through this. And you have the opportunity, don't we, to do it as
Mm.
we're
Yeah.
talking. And I think if you get stuck, it's like, almost putting your hand up, Karen, I don't know what I'm doing. And you can have that immediate assistance. And I think that has to be the biggest valuable bit of that program.
I'm in the process of redesigning it again. I'm never happy with the finished article, to incorporate more accountability, and also put in, when we're in those 8 weeks, some co-working as well, so we can just all log in
Mm.
and people can ask questions. So one last question for you, and thank you for your wonderful feedback, is if anybody was thinking about joining the next cohort, whenever that is,
Yeah,
what would you say to them?
do it,
Brilliant.
quite
Good.
simply. And the reason I say do it is because I hear from business owners all of the time, particularly your target group of, women like me who the internet was not a thing. It's
No?
become a thing in our lifetime. And I think
Mhm.
we sort of forget that. And I think we also, so I think there's two things. I think those of us who yeah, we're comfortable with the internet. We use the internet all the time in our businesses, but using the tools, they are ever changing. And I
Mm.
think having that somebody who spends their time understanding how things are changing and sharing it with us, that is a huge time saver, because we're not still fumbling around doing the thing how it was, last week, last year. We're current, we're doing it in the right way. Um, and I think it's the one thing that business owners generally say to me is that they struggle with social media. Is there any
Mm.
point in it? There absolutely is a point in it. And I shared with you last week that one of my biggest clients, um, came from seeing me, just watching me on social media, me doing the stuff that you told me to do, told in the nicest way. I took the opportunity to do what you shared. Um, and she now has become one of my biggest clients. And that came from the power of networking using social media. So if you're thinking about doing it, do it, because Karen will give you massive value. I'm talking to your audience now, Karen. Karen will give you massive value. She over delivers all the blooming time, and you will not regret it.
Thank you. Thank you for those wonderful words. And actually, just as a sidebar, sorry, the cat's about to just join us. She's such a diva. Is the big thing, actually. This could end up in several videos, actually, because what we don't know is the people that are lurking. We don't know who's lurking, who's watching our content. I will always say, don't be disheartened. It's a strategic marketing tool. I had a call with a client yesterday, and she actually said to me, I need some help. I need to know about chatbots. I need to know about SEO. I need to know about this. I said, let's just rewind. What other marketing you do to support your business and your social media activity? Well, not really doing anything. I said, well, I would say you need to be networking as your number 2. Your number 3, email marketing. And your number 4 is looking at other opportunities to get your name out. And I think that's the thing is, we have a toolkit. And I like to use the word, I encourage people to do stuff. And the fact that you've gone away and done it and got this result is just wonderful, because we never know who's watching.
No, we don't.